Woo! Hey there, it's Kim the Realtor and LO, aka Key, and I'm here with another edition of Get the Tea, Get the Real Tea, right? And so today I want to talk to you about all the parties involved. Woo! Okay. Let me quit playing. I know y'all are very serious about your real estate. But I wanted to come on and just have a little fun with you and give you some tips in regards to all the parties involved. So we're going to take off the music, the party music. We might bring it back. But there are various parties that are a part of the real estate process. And here's the real tea on them. All right, there's a loan officer, which I am. There's an agent, which I also am, or otherwise known as a realtor. And a realtor is one who can only use that room if they are signed up with the National Association of Realtors. That name is backed by a guarantee that you are going to get the best service. They're going to treat your process right. You're not going to be discriminated against, and they're going to work with you well. Another party to the real estate a process, and I'm trying to give them to you in the order in which you will need them, is an attorney, a real estate attorney. Now, some states require a real estate attorney, other states don't. All right. Y'all see my lash trying to trip? Man, it's been holding up all day. Now it's trying to trip. That's okay. All right. We're going to get through this video and give you the real tea. All right. So after the attorney, you're going to need an inspector. Then you're going to need an insurance agent, homeowner's insurance agent. Then you're going to need an appraiser and a title company. Now, I've given you all the parties that are involved in it, but let me tell you what they do. So your loan officer and why they're so crucial to the beginning of your project, although they work hand in hand. And let me stop here for a moment. I want you to know that all of these parties are connected and needed at kind of at the same time. All right. But your loan officer should start your process off because they're going to give you a pre-approval. They're going to look at your credit. They're going to look at your current debt as well as your income, as well as your assets. What are your assets? Your 401k plan, your bank account balances, your checking account balances, as well as your savings account. Do you have a pension that you can get money from in case you need money for putting down a down payment or closing costs? So your loan officer looks at all that and says, yeah, based upon what you have, we can go forward. And this is the amount of house that you can afford. Well, then you go to the real estate agent, and the real estate agent says, okay, what's your budget? What's your budget? And you tell them, my loan officer gave me a pre-approval, and here it is. And that pre-approval is going to state how much house you can actually afford, as well as it should include your taxes, an estimate of what your property taxes would be, as well as what your homeowner's insurance would be. And they give you this round number that says, hey, you can shop up to this amount, and then you can, send me the contract once you have it, and we'll put you in underwriting. All right. So they begin to talk and work together to get you into underwriting, into the home of your dreams. Why? You need to have a full team surrounding you that will help work with you. All right. After you got your loan officer and your agent is shopping for properties and you're all good, I would always advise have you in advance an attorney, a real estate attorney that's ready to service your needs for when you do get a contract. I would say always interview at least 3 of them to see which one you want to go with, which one will explain things to you, or which one is speaking your language, right? You want to have detailed information from your attorney that you can ask regarding any aspect of the real estate process, especially for those that have legal jargon on it, such as your contract, such as the programs that you may have or dealing with the title on the property. You need to have you a real estate attorney that will be able to help you with that process. In Illinois, a real estate attorney is necessary, although it's optional. It is optional, but we do caution against that because who's going to explain to you the legalese? And as a realtor, you are not an attorney. And so we cannot take the place of an attorney. Yes, we can explain the contract to you. Yes, we can explain what's going on here and what's going on there. But we are not attorneys, so we cannot give you legal advice. So we always advise that you get an attorney to work on that. But like in Indiana, Indiana is not an attorney state, and typically attorneys are not involved in the process unless you got like you bought a property, let's say off the tax deed list or off the state auction, right? And that property needs now to have the title quieted. Then you would need an attorney that will work in that process, but they still won't handle your closing. Well, as in Illinois, they will. All right. So whatever state you're in, you need to find out if your state is an attorney state for real estate. All right. And then hire you an attorney. Most attorney fees are not paid until the day of closing. All right. And a lot of times they wrap it up into your closing costs, and it's not something that is directly out of your pocket. All right. After an attorney, you need an inspector. Once you get your property under contract, you're going to need an inspector to go in there within the first 5 days and do an inspection on the property. That inspection is going to let you know what is happening with the property. Are there things that you need to address right now that you need to ask the seller? Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, will you fix this thing before I buy this property? Otherwise, I can walk away, or will you give me a credit for it? Or, okay, I'll take this on. It's not much. I'll take it on. But you have that ability to negotiate with them within the first 5 days of being under contract. So you need an inspector that may do a radon inspection. What is radon? A radon is an odorless gas that is around some areas, and it's nothing that anyone did. It's just a radon gas that is in the soil. All right, where your house has been built. It's kind of sort of like carbon monoxide. All right, and there are certain levels you need to research. What is the level of radon in my state? If your levels are low, typically you're going to be between a 1 and a 4. If your radon levels are high, it's going to be above a 4. And in that instance, it needs to be rectified. And what does rectify take? Sometimes there's a simple fix to it, and sometimes there's a little more investigation that needs to go into it. And so there are agencies that will handle that on your behalf. You would just have to hire them. If you in your family have some issues like breathing issues, you're going to want to really get that checked out. All right. What else will an inspector check? Sometimes they will check the plumbing, and they will run a camera down the sewer line to see how your pipes work and go all the way out to the street to hit the main line for whatever municipality you're a part of, to make sure that there's a proper flow and you're not getting back up of plumbing into your basement or your crawl space. You don't want that. I mean, you don't want to live with that smell. So you want to have an inspector that is thorough. The cost for an inspection typically runs between $350 and $550. Depends on the services that they're offering you. They will go on top of the roof and check and make sure that the roof is stable, that the shingles are there. They're going to check every aspect of the property so that you are fully aware of what you're buying. Now, sometimes inspections can make or break a deal, but I need you to ask your inspector a question. Will this issue with this house, is it fixable? Is it quick to be fixed, or should I walk away from this property? They are obligated to share with you what's going on, because that report is your report, right? It's a third party consultant, and once you get that report, you can't get your money back on it. So you need to get the goods on it. Listen, should I buy this house? In your opinion, should I buy this house? Or is this house a mess and I'm just going to continue to run into problems? Now, your inspection should tell you, listen, this is what's going to happen in the next few months. This is what's going to go on in the next few years. This is what's going to happen 10 years from now. I want to let you know that there is no perfect house, but there are some houses that are not going to be worth your time. There are other houses that may have issues. Just fix them. Mhm. Or come to an agreement with the seller that you all are fixing or give it a credit. All right. So let me get off inspectors. Homeowners insurance. You will need homeowners insurance policy. And most of your loan officers are going to ask you for a quote. Did you get a quote from your insurance agent to cover this house? Why do you need that? As with anything that you have a title on, you need insurance to cover it in case of mishap, in case there's a tornado that comes through, in case there's a firestorm, right? In case there's a storm that comes and it rips your roof off or rips some of the shingles off. You want to have something to replace. Come on, what is yours? Replace the value of what has been damaged, just like you would do on your car, or you should do on your car. And I would oftentimes start with whomever I have car insurance with. I will see if they'll give me a bundle deal. And if they give me a bundle deal, then right, it's going to be a lower rate for the coverage of my home. Okay. And so if I'm getting a bundle deal, then I want to check with some others, right? Somebody else may give me a better deal that may bundle, and I may move my car insurance to this insurance company. And then they have my house and my car covered. So you want to make sure that you check and use all your resources for that, because you could get a better deal depending on what's going on in your area. All right. And then what the values and what have you are for your home. You want to make sure you have a very, very good insurance policy that in case of fire, storm, damage, theft, break-ins, or what have you, that they will replace your property and replace it well and properly. All right. So that's homeowners, or they call it HOI. That's one of the acronyms for homeowners insurance. Then you'll have an appraiser. Now, an appraiser gives you the value of the property. It ensures that what your purchase price is worth it. Okay, it's going to use a comparative analysis of other properties like the property you may be buying, and it's going to give you the values in the area. If those values work out, good. If it comes in lower, oh, you're welcome. Thank you for commenting on that. I appreciate it. If your value comes in lower, then of course, then you got to go back to the table and you get to renegotiate with the seller the purchase price. Now, there are some sellers that will say, you know what, this is just one guy's opinion. I'll take the risk and I'll get out of contract with you and say, or they'll say, no, I won't go down on the price. Okay. If they do that, you do have the option of bringing the difference. And what I mean by bringing the difference is because your lender, if you're getting financed, your lender is not going to finance on anything over what that appraisal has come in at. All right. And so you have the right in there. Maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, maybe summer of 2021. It is 2024. Okay. So that's going to be almost 3 years ago that we saw where people were paying 50 and 60 and 70,000 over the appraised value to buy the house. That's because it was in a real tough seller's market. And sellers were getting all kind of offers, crazy offers above their asking price and above the appraised value. And so you can do that. However, it's not recommended because what happens if the economy drops? If the economy drops, property values drop, and then you're going to be underwater, what they call underwater, meaning your property values are lower than what you owe on the property. All right, so we got an appraiser. Now, our appraiser is not somebody that you can select. Our housing market crashed because there was a lot of influence and a lot of meddling, I would say, with our appraisers trying to get a particular value for a property that may not really have been worth it. Because they were in these relationships with these people, they started kind of navigating and falsifying. If we tell the truth, they were falsifying values. And so that caused that was partly part of the hurt that caused the housing industry. So loan officers and realtors are really no longer supposed to be able to speak to appraisers. It is now handled by a third party appraisal management company, and they randomly select who's available in the area to do the appraisals with no other influences in communication with them. We have to keep that really at arm's length, as an arm's length transaction, so that there are no other influences. Once that value comes in, and they're saying it's all good, sometimes it comes in and it needs repairs. Some of these repairs may have been addressed in your inspection. And if that is the case, they are expecting for the seller to have that work done prior to closing. If it is going to be taken on and done by you, then we have to sign off on some waivers. Maybe there's an appraisal waiver. Maybe you give the lender, they can hold an escrow, a repair escrow it's called, on your deal, so that you can go on and close and then do the work after you do the work after you've closed. And then they give you a window of time, maybe 30 days, where the inspector or the appraiser comes back out and says, yes, the work has been done. And you're supposed to submit your bids and your receipts, all right, when you're doing an appraisal escrow, all right, or repair escrow, I should say. All right. The other party that is involved in it is the title company. The title company is the one that pulls the reports on the property to make sure that there are no mechanical liens, there are no tax liens, there are no kind of liens that will transfer from the seller to you as a new buyer, because you don't need their stuff. They need to settle their stuff before they sell it. And a lot of times that will be rectified at the closing table if there are liens on the property that they have to pay off. And then you get what's called a clean title. And when you take it on, there's also title insurance that comes with it that says that once the date that you close on this property, nothing is going to come back to haunt you as far as liens are concerned. We're covering this insurance. And if there's anything that comes back, we'll take care of it so it does not fall on you. All right. So those are the parties that are involved in it. Remember, your loan officer or your LO, your agent or your realtor / realtor. They take care of shopping with you for a house, getting your house under contract. The attorney then reviews the contract once it is under contract. And then you get going. You get your inspection going. Everything is on a time schedule, and you need to get to moving and running. So you can't sit back and be like laissez-faire. I'll take care of it when I get to it. No, everything is on time. And if you violate any of those time frames, you either lose some privileges or you can lose your earnest money. And we talked about earnest money in another video. Go back and watch my videos. Go and share this video with someone else that you know is going through the process. And you know what? If you need my services, reach out to me. Let me give you, let me just show you my email address or my websites that you can go and visit. My phone number is there, so you can give me a call. I can answer your questions for you. I'd be happy to serve you or to service you. And listen, I have access in all 50 states. And so I can help you in any state or refer you to a partner agent or a partner in loans, so we can help you all the way through. If you trust in the words, in the videos that I've been giving you and the information, listen, partner with me. I'd love to work with you and then service your deal or service your loans, no matter if it's residential, if it's commercial. We have plenty of people that we can work with you to get your deal done. So I am Key, the realtor and loan officer with the Real T, and I want to give you the real information on how to handle real estate. All right. I pray that you are having an excellent day, that you're going to enjoy the rest of your evening, or if in the morning, if you're watching, that you enjoy your day. But I wanted to give you this information so that you would know all the parties that could be involved. And we're going to have a party once we get through. Once you close on your deal, it's time to celebrate. And so I hope that your deal goes well. If I can be of assistance, please let me know. Reach out to me. I am Key, with your realty, with the realty that is going on in the industry. I am your real estate strategist. I will strategize with you to make sure everything works in your favor. Have an excellent day, and I will see you next time.